You know that feeling, right? That brick wall you hit when you try to start something you know you need to do. We call it procrastination. And yeah, most of us just beat ourselves up about it, thinking we're lazy or just bad at managing our time. But what if it's not a choice? What if for some of us it's something much, much deeper, like a signal from a part of you that's still stuck in the past? So let's really get into that question. Why do I keep putting this off? I mean, we've all been there, right? Stuck in that frustrating loop of knowing what to just not doing it. And it feels awful. But here's the thing. The research we're digging into today suggests that maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question all along. And if you ask the wrong question, you're never going to find the right answer. Okay, so look at this. On one side, you've got the story we usually tell ourselves, right? The one our hustle culture loves to push. I'm lazy. I'm undisciplined. There's something wrong with me. It's all about personal failure. But then look at the other side. This is a completely different story, one that's coming out of neuroscience. It says, hold on, this isn't about your character. This is about your nervous system and what it's been through. All right, section 1, not a flaw, a signal. We're reframing the root cause, so let's completely shift how we think about this. The big idea here is that what looks like a character flaw is actually a signal. Procrastination, when it's this deep and chronic, isn't the main problem. It's a symptom of something else going on with how our internal systems regulate themselves after trauma. Get this quote. What looks like avoidance is actually intelligent protective adaptation. I mean, wow, that just flips everything on its head, doesn't it? This isn't your brain trying to sabotage you. It's your nervous system doing its job based on old information. It learned at some point that doing things, maybe being seen or being judged or even just succeeding, was dangerous. So that feeling of hitting the brakes, that's not you being lazy. That's a super old, very powerful protective system kicking in. So what's the actual mechanism here? It's called trauma, altered self-regulation. And what that means is that when trauma happens, especially early in life, it's not just about bad memories. It can actually disrupt how our internal wiring for things like managing emotions, staying focused, and crucially, starting things develops. It's like it messes with the very foundation of our ability to take action. Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds interesting, but where's the proof? Great question. This isn't just the theory. Let's get into the science. Section 2, the trauma connection. Looking at the hard evidence, and this is a really big deal, research from multiple studies found a direct causal relationship between childhood sexual abuse, or CSA, and procrastination-related behaviors in women. Let me say that again. Not just a correlation, not just a link, a causal relationship. Meaning, for many survivors, the procrastination isn't just happening alongside the trauma's effects. It's a direct result of it. This slide lays out the whole chain of events perfectly. It starts with the trauma, right? That leads to a dysregulated nervous system, what we often see in complex PTSD. From there, avoidance becomes the go-to coping skill. And what is procrastination, really? It's just a form of persistent avoidance. But here's the final heartbreaking step. You start to believe the behavior is who you are. The story becomes, I'm a failure. And that's what does the real damage. And just to give you a sense of how widespread this is, one major study found that 15.2% of teenage girls reported a history of CSA. Let that sink in. That's more than 1 in 7. This is not some rare fringe issue. It is a massive hidden reality that is quietly impacting millions and millions of people. Now, this table shows something absolutely. When the trauma happens matters a lot. The data is clear. Childhood abuse has a much deeper, more lasting impact. And the why is pretty straightforward when you think about it. If trauma hits you as an adult, it's like a storm damaging a house that's already built. It's terrible, but the foundation is there. But childhood trauma, that's like someone messing with the blueprints and the foundation. While the house is being built, it changes the entire structure from the ground up. Okay, so we've looked at the data. Now let's talk about what this actually feels like inside a body stuck in time. This is the lived experience. So when you try to start that task, the block you feel isn't just in your head. It's not a lack of wanting to do it. It's a physical, full-body event. Survivors describe it as the sudden collapse of energy. like a thick fog just rolls into your brain. Your arms and legs feel heavy, and a task that seemed simple a second ago now feels impossible. Your body is screaming no, before your brain can even get out a yes. And that leads to this powerful idea. Willpower becomes self-violence. Think about it. This is why just trying harder or pushing through doesn't work and actually makes things worse. Willpower is a cognitive tool, right? It's your thinking brain. But the problem isn't in your thinking brain, it's in your deep primal nervous system. Trying to use willpower here is like trying to reason with a smoke detector. That's blaring. You're not solving the problem. You're just creating more stress and shame for yourself. This brings us to a really core concept called temporal misplacement. Temporal just means related to time. So it's about being in the wrong time. The person isn't lazy, they're just misplaced. Their conscious mind is right here in the present trying to get a task done. But their nervous system, it's still back there in the past, stuck in survival mode. And you can't move forward into the future when your body is anchored in the past. And this really shows why so much of the advice we get from performance culture can be so damaging. All that push through the fear and change your mindset stuff, it assumes your nervous system feels safe and is actually in the present. For a survivor, that's just not the case. The trauma-informed view is totally different. It's not about forcing anything. It's about helping your system arrive in the present first. So if pushing harder is the wrong approach, what's the right one? Let's talk about the path forward. Relocate first. This is about a whole new way of thinking about how to get things done. We have to completely flip the script. The old way is plan, push, perform. The new way it's locate, align, act. Step 1, locate. Gently ask yourself, am I here right now? Step 2, align. Check in with your body. Do I feel safe enough in this moment? And only then, once you feel present and safe, do you move to step 3, act. You initiate what's called clean movement. That's action that comes from a place of calm, not from a fight with yourself. And this reframe is, it's just everything. My system is not broken. It is stuck in the wrong time. Do you feel the difference? It takes the problem away from being about your character and makes it about your location in time. It's no longer, I am fundamentally flawed. It's, my protective system is just working off of old data. That simple shift can start to dissolve a lifetime of shame. So what does it feel like when you start to relocate? Well, it's not like you suddenly become a productivity machine, it's much more subtle. You might notice that the future doesn't feel so threatening. A task on your to-do list might just feel like a task without all that heavy emotional baggage attached. And when you do start something, it feels like a choice you're making, not something you're forcing yourself to do. It's that quiet feeling of being back in the driver's seat. So when you put it all together, the real work isn't about pushing harder or finding a better productivity app. It's about helping your nervous system finally get the memo. It's about gently showing that loyal, protective part of you over and over again. Hey, we're here now. We survived. The danger is over. It's okay to move forward. And that leaves us with one last question to sit with. What if healing and the end of procrastination isn't about trying harder at all? What if it's simply about finally gently arriving in the present moment?